Hello, Praveen, Rohan.
Sure.
Sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Let's start our session now. Just report number 1K7. Okay, so remember our telnet configuration on Cisco ASA firewall box. How to enable telnet service on Cisco ASA. Remember, everyone.
Yes, sir.
So today we can focus on SSH configuration. Why SSH is required? Can anyone help me? I can access my firewall box through telnet, right? And telnet service I need to enable.
Telnet.
Yes, yes.
Sir, SSH is more secure than the Telnet because we can easily check that IP address, port number, and all the things via using the Wireshark or other monitoring tool in the Telnet service.
Yes, absolutely. See, with telnet option, telnet is not encrypted. It's not an encrypted communication. So if someone will sniff your traffic in between your this router and this firewall box, so yes, person can verify what traffic or what instruction it is traveling through the session. Okay, that's why I'm not using telnet. Let's go with the SSH configuration. So SSH is what? Secured cell. If you guys remember, telnet and SSH concept from CCNA classes. Same configuration we have on Cisco ASA. Same configuration. Can anyone tell me SSH port number?
22.
22. Okay. I'm configuring IP address on inside interface. Ethernet 0. Host name is ASA. Now let's go on to the router. Okay, so how to configure SSH on Cisco ASA firewall? Wait. So command is crypto key generate RSA. You can press enter. It will generate encryption key. Now you can configure username because SSH required username. Wait, I'm using same IP address. Okay, so username is required for SSH access. So username, for example, user5, password, user5, privilege 15. Privilege 15 means what? Full access. Done. Now you can use like telnet command, you can use SSH question mark. See, now you can specify the IP address or the host or network authorized to log into the system. So like telnet, I can specify here this 200.200.200.10. This IP address can access this firewall box through SSH connection. And this IP address is belonging to belong in inside network. One more command we can use because we have a user account in local database. That's why we can use a command AAA authentication SSH console. What console? Local database. Command is for AAA authentication SSH. For SSH console, I'm using local database. Why local database? Because we have a user account in Cisco ASF, our local database. That's why I'm using this instruction. If you type question mark here, for example, so either you can add your radius or TechX server information. Right now we have a user account. Yes, we have a user account on in local database, so we can go with the local keyword. Clear this command, everyone? Clear this command?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's try to ping. So ping 200 or 200 or 200 or 1. I'm trying to ping firewall device and I'm getting reply. Let's go with SSH. So SSH space -L. Now question mark, you can define username. Username is user5, and now you can specify IP address information. IP address is 200.200.1. Now password user5. Yes, we can access through SSH. It's clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
What about other, Mustafa?
Sir, SSH -L किस लिए है sir?
It's a command syntax. L means what? Wait. SSH question mark. You can use these options. So I'm trying to log in
Login using
username and password.
Okay.
That's why I'm using
Okay.
-L. Rohan, clear?
हाँ sir.
Okay, now so this is telnet and SSH. Now let's talk about the next concept here. Next topic is called routing implementation on Cisco ASA firewall. So now we can focus on static, default, and dynamic routing configuration. So please wait. I need to create a topology. Okay, let's focus on onto this topology. Mustafa, Parveen, Rohan, Sachin.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
now let's focus on routing configuration on Cisco ASA firewalls. So we have a small topology. Firewall with inside network, DMZ network, and WAN side. So first I will configure IP address on each interfaces. After that, we can go on to the routing configuration. Please wait. Let me do the basic configuration first.
So this DMZ and WAN will be in the same subnet.
Oh, sorry. Okay, now let's configure our Ethernet 0. Name if inside IP address 200 dot 1.255/24. No shutdown. I'm using dot one on each interfaces. So Ethernet 1. Name if DMZ security level 50. IP address 10.1.23.1. No shutdown. Ethernet 2. Name if outside 10.1.32.1. Mask. No shutdown. Exit. Done. Let's go on to the router. Okay, now, Mustafa, Raveen, Rohan, Sachin.
Yes.
Now let's talk about static and default configuration on Cisco ASA firewall. So what I'm doing as per my task, what I'm doing, see, uh, for inside network and for DMZ network, I'm trying to configure static routing. I'm trying to configure static routing. And for outside network, I will configure default. Clear the task, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Task is clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let's move on to the Cisco ASA firewall box. So you can see as per our topology, we can configure static routing for inside and DMZ networks. So what is static routing syntax? Static, we need to create a route entry manually, right? Destination information manually.
IP
So
route.
here is a command, show route. Okay, before configure routing, you can verify your routing table information. The good thing with the Cisco ASA is what? You can use show command anywhere. I'm in global configuration and I can use show command. So show command you can use anywhere. Okay, that is a good thing with Cisco ASA. If you compare with the Cisco router, you can use show command on privilege mode, but here you can use show command on anywhere. So show route. So yes, we have only directly connected interface information 200 10.1.23 network, 10.1.32 network. So we have only directly connected interface information. Now let's configure route. And this is the syntax, route question mark. So it's asking for interface information. You are trying to configure static route, but for which interface? Inside DMZ interface or outside interface. So I'm trying to configure for inside network, inside interface. Or inside, you can see inside network, we have a root 1.1.1 mask and gateway 200.200.10 router IP address. Yes or no? Mustafa, Praveen, Sachin, Rohan.
Yes.
Simple.
No,
syntax.
sir.
Now press enter. Now let's configure static route for DMZ network. So root DMZ 2.2.2.2 mask and now 10.1.23.10. Now root outside any network with any mask 10.1.32. So either you can use any network, any mask like this, or you can go with this syntax. 0 means any network, 0 means any mask. Now you can define next hop IP 32.10. Done. Now you can verify your configuration, show route. So yes, we have some route. We have static route entry, and what default route entry. So static route and default route. Let's verify connectivity. If I have a route in my routing table, so from firewall, I'm trying to verify my connectivity. So ping 1.1.1, ping 2.2.2, ping 3.3.3. Yes, I'm getting a reply. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm doing, I'm trying to ping from Cisco ASA firewall device, right? I'm trying to ping from Cisco ASA firewall device. Okay, let's go on to this inside router. So from routers, okay, R1, R2, R3. What I'm doing into this topology from R1, R2, and R3, I'm trying to configure default route. For basic connectivity, I'm trying to configure default route from R1, default route from R2, default route from R3. Let's configure. So IP route, I'm not creating all the entry manually. That's why I'm using default routing from each router on each router. So any network, any mask, 200, 200, 200.1. Let's go on to the R2 router. IP route any network with any mask 10.1.23.1. IP route any network with any mask 10.1.32.1. Done. Now let's initiate our traffic. Everyone from inside, I'm trying to initiate my traffic. If you check routing table here, Mustafa, if you check routing table here, you can see there we have a default route, right? Rohan, Sachin, Mustafa.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So for any destination, gateway is firewall. And on firewall, if you check, yes, you have a route. You have a route. So now let's go on to Cisco let's go on to the R1 router. And I'm trying to travel through the firewall box. I'm trying to travel. So from R1, I'm trying to ping 3.3.3.3.3. I'm trying to ping. So syntax is what? Traffic is traveling from higher security level to lower security level. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I'm trying to initiate my traffic. I have a route, so I'm trying to initiate my traffic. So let's go on to the R1. Let's ping. So I told you, remember guys, traffic is by default enable or allow from higher security level to lower security level. By default, traffic is allowed, right? Mustafa, Praveen,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sachin, Rohan. By default, traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level, but I'm not getting reply. So remember, always only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed. From higher security level to lower security level, only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed.
So we
This
have to
traffic
enable
is
the
not
ping.
allowed. Yes, Sachin? Yes.
So we have to enable the ping command, like ping services in the ASA.
I'm not trying to enable right now, okay? But,
Okay.
but I'm trying to tell you the default option.
Okay. Okay.
Right now, see, as per our discussion, traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level, but if I'm trying to ping, I'm not getting reply. It
Yes.
means, see, only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. So I cannot ping, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
I cannot ping, but in case if I'm trying to access telnet, so telnet is what? Telnet is what? TCP traffic or UDP traffic?
TCP.
TCP, right? So now I'm trying to initiate telnet traffic. Let's configure telnet here on R3 router. On R3. Now let's go on to this inside router. Telnet 200 3.3.3.3. Password is what? Password is CCIE123. CCIE123. Yes. I cannot ping, Mustafa. I cannot ping, but I can access telnet.
Yeah, the ICMP is not allowed.
Yes, only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed from higher security level to lower security level. Now, let's verify other information. So from outside, this is outside router, Sachin. If
Yes,
I'm trying to ping from outside, if I'm trying to ping 200 or 200 or 200 or 10, if I'm trying to ping. Lower to higher, everything is denied. If I'm trying to ping, I cannot ping. And if I'm trying to access telnet, I cannot access telnet. Clear now? So from lower security level to higher security level, everything is denied.
Everything is done. Correct, sir.
Okay, in case if I want to allow, then in case if I want to allow traffic from lower security level to higher security level, I want to allow traffic from WAN to LAN. So yes, we need to configure
रूल
ACL.
करना पड़ेगा.
Sorry?
रूल क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा.
Exactly. We can create ACL rule, access control list. So now, but right now our focus is on routing concept. So I hope it's clear how to configure routing. Everyone,
Sure, sir.
static and default routing. Let's go on to the firewall box and now show run route. Let's verify our routing entry. So we have 3 entry: route outside, route inside, and route DMJ. So let's erase this configuration because now we can implement our dynamic routing option like RIP, OSPF, and EIGRP. So no, see. So you have two options. Either you can use no command and copy this line and paste it. So if you have 100 entry, then you need to delete each entry like this. But in firewall, we have an option. We can use clear command. Clear configure route. So I want to clear all the entry which start with. If any command start with the root, I want to clear. So clear configure route. Press enter. Done. In a single line, now you can verify here. Show run route, no entry. Show route, no entry. Only directly connected interface information. I hope it's clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's configure RIP option. So RIP is very simple. Okay, let's configure RIP. So first I'm trying to delete entry. Let's configure RIP on router. So router RIP version 2. 200, no, on outside router 10.1.32.0. Network 3.3.3.3. No auto sampling. Let's go on R1, R2, router RIP version 2, network 10.1.23 network, and 2.2.2. No auto sampling. R1, router RIP version 2, network 10 dot, no, not 10 dot, 200 network. Now, let's go on firewall. Router RIP version, it's the same, just like a router. Router RIP version 2, and now 200.0. Another network 10.1.23.0 and 10.1.32.0. No auto sampling. Done. Let's verify our routing table. Show route command. So we are receiving route from R1, see, from inside network, DMZ network, and outside network. This is AD value, and this is what hop count. So I have a route. So in case if I'm trying to ping 1.1.1.1, I'm getting reply. Ping 3.3.3, I'm getting reply. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I hope it's clear how to configure
sir.
it. Let's move on to the EHR. Wait. No router rip. Let's configure EIGRP. Router EIGRP 10 autonomous system number. 10 is for autonomous system number. 10 200.200.200.0 wildcard mask. Network 1.1.1.1 wildcard mask, no auto summary. Let's move on. R2, no router rip. Router EIGRP 10.1.23.0 2.2.2.2.
Wildcard mask.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes. 2.2.2 wildcard mask, no auto summary. Let's move on R3 now. So no router rip. Router EIGRP 10 network 10.1.32.0 wildcard mask network 3.3.3 wildcard mask no auto summary. Let's move on Cisco ASA firewall box. Router EIGRP 10. Now on Cisco ASA firewall, here is a difference, okay? On Cisco ASA firewall box, I'm trying to advertise my network. I'm trying to advertise 200 network, 23 network, and 32. So here there's no any wildcard mask concept, Mustafa, Raveen, Rohan, Sachin. Okay, sir.
Here there's
Okay.
no any wildcard mask concept. If you want to advertise anything, you can use your mask. For example, 200.0. If I'm trying to advertise this, so I need to define mask here. Firewall Cisco ASA firewall box don't know wildcard mask. It works with mask only. So now done. Network 10.1.23.0 mask. Now network 10.1.32.0 mask. Done. Now let's verify routing table. Show route. Show route. We are receiving route. And now, in case if you are trying to ping 1.1.1.1, you are getting reply. Ping 3.3.3, we are getting reply. Simple. AIGRP configuration.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Let's go on OSPF configuration. No router EIGRP 10. No router EIGRP 10. Now, router OSPF process ID, and I'm trying to advertise all the devices into area 0. In your lab, in your practical, you can create multiple areas like area 0, area 10, area 20. You can create, no problem. But right now, I'm trying to advertise all the routers into area 0. Any problem?
No, sir.
Okay, so 200.0 wildcard mask area 0.
Network 1.1.1 wildcard mask area 0. Done. Let's move on R2. No, okay. Router OSPF. Two dot two wildcard mask area. Now R3 router OSPF 5 10.1.32.0 wildcard mask area 0 network 3.3.3 wildcard mask area 0. Now let's go with the Cisco ASA firewall box. Router clear configure router. So no, we can verify nothing, no configuration. So router OSPF 5 200 200.0 and mask. You don't know anything about wildcard, so you can define mask to advertise your network. So 200.0/24 area 0. Network 10.1.23.0 mask area 0. Network 10.1.32.0 mask area 0. Done. Now let's verify our route information. So please wait. This will take time. So we are receiving routes from inside network, but I'm looking for outside and PMNet also. Show OSPF neighbor. So we have 3 neighbor information. And show route, yes. Clear how to configure routing on Cisco ASA firewall?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Everyone?
sir.
Now we can focus on the next topic. It's called ACL configuration on Cisco ASA. But not today. Tomorrow we can start ACL discussion. Okay. So please revise from CCNA class. Please revise your what is ACL concept, what is standard ACL and extended ACL. Please revise this concept because we can configure on Cisco ASA. Actually, we have 2 topics. ACL and advanced ACL option is called object group. Object group. It's not an object only, okay? Object group. It's called advanced ACL. So first we can focus ACL option, then we can go on to the object group configuration on Cisco ASA firewall. Any question, Sachin?
No, sir.
Rohan. Everyone, let's continue our topic.
सर
Yes,
इमेज
Rohan.
चेक की इसकी और सर अपना जो फॉलो तो है ना उसके 10 लेक्चर ही अपलोड हुए हैं तो वो अपलोड कर दीजिए ना.
एक मिनट मैं अभी कर देता हूँ.
और तो सर
I'm using same topology today for our next topic. Same topology, one Cisco ASA firewall box with inside network connectivity, DMZ network, and WAN side. Okay, can you hear me? Rohan, Mustafa, Sachin?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Please turn off your mic now. So you can see, guys, I have IP address on R1 200 network and IP address on DMZ router. Let's use host name as DMZ. And R3 is outside router. So wait, I'm configuring 10.1.32.10 mask /24. Let's create a loopback on R3. And now I'm trying to configure IP address on Cisco ASA firewall. For basic connectivity, I'm using static and default routing into this complete topology. So from R1, R2, and R3, I am configuring default route from R1, R2, R3 towards firewall. So let's configure from R1 any network, any mask. Gateway is 200, 201. On DMZ router, any network with any mask 10.1.23.1. On R3, any network with any mask 32.1. Let's move on Cisco ASA firewall. So Ethernet 0, name if inside 200, 200, 200.10 mask. Next interface, Ethernet 1. You can see we are using as a DMZ network. So, oh wait, I need to configure one here. 200, 201, shutdown, and no shut down. Interface Ethernet 1, name if DMZ. Security level 50, IP address 23.1, no shut down. Ethernet 2 we are using as a outside interface 10.1.32.1 /24. Done. Now from firewall, towards R1 and R2, I'm configuring static route, and towards R3 firewall box, towards R3 router, I'm configuring default routing. So route inside it for inside network, I am creating static route. So 1.1.1 mask, gateway is 200, 200, 200.10, root outside any network, any mask 32.10, root DMZ 2.2.2 mask 10.1.23.10. Now show route. Now you guys can check your routing table. See, we are receiving route information from R1 and R2 and default route. Any problem in basic configuration, everyone?
No, sir.
Any problem? Okay. So now you can see, guys, if you check your routing table here, if you check your routing table on R1, so we have a default route towards ISP, towards firewall, you can say. What's firewall? So we have a default route. Now, if I'm trying to initiate my traffic, for example, I'm trying to travel through the firewall box. I'm trying to access 10.1.32.10. If I'm trying to ping, I have a route in my routing table. But if I'm trying to ping, I'm not getting reply. Why? Because it's ICMP traffic. If you guys remember, from higher security level to lower security level, only TCP and UDP traffic is allowed, right? So we are not getting any reply. But in case if I'm trying to access telnet service, for example, so line VTY 0 space 4 password Cisco 123 login. Now let's try to access telnet service. Telnet 10.1.
Sir,
Yes.
sorry, ये topic already हो चुका है, I think.
I know.
Okay, okay.
Give me two.
Okay, sir.
Give me two.
Okay, sir.
So if I'm trying to access telnet service, yes, I can access. So my point is what you can see, guys, we have a routing table and now traffic is traveling from higher security level to lower security level. Now, see, I can access. Now, in case if I'm trying to initiate my traffic, now we are talking about our new topic, Sachin. Okay, after this explanation.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So now you can see, guys, traffic is traveling from higher security level to lower security level. So from 100 to 0, traffic is traveling. TCP and UDP traffic is allowed. But in case if I'm trying to initiate my traffic from lower to higher, for example, lower to higher. So let's try to initiate traffic. So I'm trying to configure telnet on R1 line VTY 0 space 4 password CCIE 123 login done. Now I'm trying to initiate my traffic from outside router. So let's ping first. Then ping first. So ping 200.10. So ping request is not traveling through the firewall box. And in case if I'm trying to access telnet service, for example, 200.10. So everything is denied. Clear my point? Mustafa, Sachin, Rohan.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Everyone. So everything is denied from lower security level to higher security level. So in case if you want to allow, for example, I want to allow some traffic from outside network. For example, my task is what? I want to allow traffic from outside to inside or outside to DMZ. So let's try to allow traffic from outside to inside. So as per this request, you can see, guys, as per this request, this ISP router, I'm trying to initiate my traffic from 10.1.32.10 and I'm trying to access 200.200.10 IP address. This is R1 IP address and traffic is not traveling. So to allow traffic from lower security level to higher security level, what you can do, you can configure ACL here, access control list, ACL. Remember, guys, ACL configuration, ACL concept from CCNA classes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, we have two type of ACL. If you guys remember, we have two type of ACL. The first one is called
Standard
ACL and second named ACL. Numbered and named. In numbered and named, what we have two type of ACL. If you go into the numbered, you can discuss standard ACL and extended. If you go into the named ACL, same concept we have, standard and extended, right? So what is the difference between standard ACL and extended ACL? Any idea?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please tell me. Please help me.
Sir, in standard ACL, it is going to filter the traffic on the basis of source IP address.
Perfect. Source IP, right?
Yeah.
Only source IP.
Only source IP address. In the
Yes.
extended list, we can filter the traffic on the base of source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and protocol.
Yes. So extended is what? In extended, we can filter our traffic based on source, destination, service, or protocol. Right, Mustafa, Rohan? Okay. So this is the concept from CCNA, route. This is CCNA course. But now in firewall, there is no any numbered ACL concept and no standard ACL. In Cisco ASA firewall, you will discuss only named access list. This is the concept only. It support named access list, and in named access list, you can configure only extended access list. Only extended access list. Okay, clear my point?
Yes, sir.
So now let's configure extended access list. If you guys remember the syntax, so otherwise no problem, I will tell you. See, you can go on your Cisco ASA firewall box and let's try to create a ACL route. Wait, ACL route. So command syntax access list, and if you type question mark, you can see you can give a name. You can give a name. If you type anything, name or number, it's a name. If you type 24, it will take as a name. So for example, I'm using a name outside. It's just a name. Outside hyphen rule. It's just a name. Access list name. Now question mark, you can take an action, deny or permit. So I want to permit my traffic. My task is what? As per my task, my source IP address is 10.1.32.10. Destination IP is 10. No. Destination IP address is 200.200.200.10. Service and protocol. So I want to allow telnet service, for example. So now, as per our task, we have source IP address, destination IP address, service, and protocol information. So source IP, host, wait, permit, I want to permit. And now you can define your TCP and UDP traffic. So telnet is a TCP traffic. So TCP, and now he's asking for source IP address. So source, right now we have a single IP address. So host 10.1.32.10 question mark, you can see is asking for destination IP address. So host destination IP address is 200.200.200.10. And now you can define your service or protocol with equal to command. So EQ and port number for telnet 23. Done. Our configuration. You can check show run access list. See, show run access list. We have a rule. Any problem into the syntax? Mustafa, Rohan, Sachin?
No, sir.
Sir,
Okay.
what is the use of that equulator command, that EQ?
EQ. It will match.
Yes.
Wait. We have two syntax. If you remember, we have two syntax: equal to and not equal to. So equal to means what? Please match this particular port number.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm trying to match port number 23. That's why with equal to, you can type your exact port number. So please match port number 23.
Okay,
Yeah.
sir. Understood.
Now you can check your access list entry, show run access list. So you have a rule. And now if you guys remember, once you create your access list rule, so you have to apply on interface. If you remember in Cisco router, you can go into the interface and you can use a command IP access group. In Cisco ASA firewall box, what we can do, we are here, we are in global configuration mode. Here we can use a command. Command is access group, not access list, access group. Now you can give a name, access list name here. So access group and access list name is outside hyphen rule, outside hyphen rule, question mark. Now you can decide. So in question mark, interface, and I want to apply this access list on outside interface. Why? Because this traffic is coming, traffic is initiated from the outside. So interfaces, if you type question mark, you have three interfaces, DMZ, inside and outside. So I'm trying to apply this ACL rule on outside interface. Done. Now you can check show access list. Access list, you have a rule. Hit count is 0 right now. Let's initiate our traffic. If I'm trying to access telnet service again, if I'm trying to access this time, Mustafa, Rohan, Sachin, see?
Yes, sir.
This time traffic is traveling. Password, CCI 123. CCIE 123. You can see it. Yes, I can access R1. And if traffic is traveling through the firewall device, if you guys remember, if traffic is traveling through the firewall box, then firewall will maintain the state of connection in a table. It's called connection table or state table. State table. Okay. So show connection. You can see, guys, TCP traffic. TCP traffic is initiated from the outside. Source port number trying to go on inside network. Okay, destination IP and destination port number. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Rohan, Sachin, Mustafa.
Yes, sir. Clear.
So like this, guys, you can create multiple ACL rule. Multiple ACL rule. For example, in case if I want to allow web services, I want to allow FTP services, I want to allow DNS services, SMTP. So yes, you can configure. How to configure multiple rule? I can tell you in NAT configuration, because in NAT configuration it's required. It's required. We can configure multiple ACL rule. I will tell you, but this is the syntax. Try to go with syntax option. This is the syntax. What you can do? You can use access list name, and now permit TCP, and now you can define your source, destination, equal to, and port number. For example, in case if I want to allow web services, for example, so access list and same rule, I'm configuring other entry. So outside hyphen rule, permit TCP, source is 10.1.32.10, destination is 200, just example, okay, 210, equal to port number 80 or 443. Done. Entry for web services. Show run access list. You can verify your entry for web services. Is that clear? How to create entry?
Yes, sir.
Now this is called access list. Now in Cisco ASA firewall box, we can focus on advanced AS. Any question?
Sir, that interface like access list outside,
Mhm.
and that after that in is written. So when in will be coming and when out will be coming?
See, out, if you remember your CCNA classes, so out concept we can use most of the time on LAN interfaces. On LAN interface, for example, I have 3 router, okay, R1, R2, R3. Switch 2, switch 1. So here we have a source IP, for example, okay, 200,
Yes, sir.
200, 200.10.
Yes.
And destination is here. It's called 192.168.10.50. 192.168.10.1. 10.1.23. And 200.200.200.0 network. So fast Ethernet 0/0, 0/1, 0/0, 0/1. So now, in case if my task is I want to allow this source IP address to access this destination IP address for telnet service, for example, Sachin.
Okay, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
what is your configuration? What is your configuration on Cisco router, for example? Wait. What is your configuration? What you can do? You can use a command access list,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
Then you can give a name,
Name,
then permit, then
source IP at host,
permit TCP host
host
200.200.10.
host
Destination is
192.168.10.50
equal to port
to
number
equal to
23.
23.
Right? Now, so where you will configure this ACL route? Can you tell me? We have R1 and R2,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
so I want to
Near to the destination R2.
perfect
On R2.
perfect on R2.
R2.
So we need to configure ACL route on R2. Now, after configuration, you have to apply this ACL route, right?
Yes.
So if traffic is initiated and going to hit onto this interface, in case if
Yes.
you will apply this here, for example, so what, see, we have two concepts, in and
Out.
So with out option, what I'm doing with out option, I'm saying, please check routing table first.
Yes.
Without syntax, what I'm saying, please check routing table first. If entry is available, after that check ACL. So without, it will check routing table, then it will check ACL. With in option, please check ACL directly. No need to utilize the resources. No need to go for the routing table. Just check ACL entry directly.
Okay.
So what you can do is if you want to apply it here, so you can apply with in command.
Income. Yes.
But the point is, if traffic is going to hit onto the firewall box, so you need, and you are moving on to the another device. You are moving on to the another device. So it's required to check the routing table. Okay, destination is available or not. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
That's why what we can do, we are not going to apply here. We can apply on LAN interface here without command, without syntax. Why? Because when the traffic is going to hit onto this interface, without command, what you are saying, please check routing table. So it will verify, okay, yes, I have a route for complete subnet. After routing table, it will check ACL entry. Clear my point? So most of the time, indirection we are using for to check direct ACL entry. Let me give you another example. Okay, wait.
Yes, sir.
So another example. So let's talk about another task. So if if 200, 210, if I want to block this machine to access 10.1.23.10, or let's try to allow Rohan, sorry, Sachin.
Yes, sir.
Source IP address, this is destination. Now, if
Okay.
traffic is going to hit onto this firewall box and directly onto this interface, and we are using 10.1.23.10, so I want to allow to access 200, 200, 200.10 to access 10.1.23.10 for telnet service. So after ACL configuration, you can apply ACL here.
Yes.
With indirection.
In direction.
Why? Because it's a not required right now, because IP address is available here. You are
Correct.
trying to hit 10.1.23.10, and this IP address is available onto this interface. So routing table is not required. Okay,
Correct.
in command you can tell, please check ACL directly. Clear my point?
Clear, sir.
Okay. If you want more discussion, okay, with ACL
Yes.
concept, so please go onto the channel. We have a dedicated video, 2-hour session video on ACL topic only. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You can check.
Suppose, sir, one question is that, suppose that rule will be like deny.
Mhm.
So is it necessary to check the routing table?
It's deny. No.
Yeah.
No.
No,
And
no.
see, it's
So directly we can
yes.
write the command into that
See,
incoming interface.
It's depend upon scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, as per this task, for example, I want to deny if this piece
Yeah.
trying to access this 10 dot, I want to allow, for example. So it will
Correct.
here, it will check this information. I want to go with the in. So not required here to check the routing
Correct.
because traffic is going
Correct.
onto this interface. It's not traveling through the router.
Yes.
So it's depend upon your scenario, okay, where you can use your in or where you can use out. But most of the time, see, out we are using with out command. We are telling to router, please check your routing
Check
table.
routing table.
After that, check ACL. Mustafa, any
Understood, sir.
question? Rohan?
No, sir.
Okay. If you guys face any problem in ACL rule, ACL concept, so we have a video on our YouTube channel on ACL concept only. You can go, you can watch, no problem. So this is what ACL concept. Now let's talk about advanced ACL. In Cisco ASA, we can talk about advanced ACL. This concept is called object group. Concept is called what? Object group. So where we can use this advanced ACL concept, let's talk about scenario. So scenario is what? Here we have a Cisco ASA firewall box. Okay, outside ISP connection. This portion is DMZ, for example. Switch. And now web server, SMTP server, DNS server, FTP server, for example. So web, DNS server, SMTP, and FTP. Or let's change scenario. I have only 3 servers, for example. I have only 3 servers. And on each server, I'm using 3 services. For example, this is 192.168.10.10. And onto the server, we are using web service, DNS service, and FTP service, for example. Second server, we have 192.168.10.11, web services, DNS, and FTP. 192.168.10.12, and 3 services we have. It's called FTP, web, and
DNS service, for example. So I want to allow some traffic from the outside network. This is outside. This is fast Ethernet 0/0. This is fast Ethernet 0/1. This is your outside network. So I want to allow some traffic. For example, these users I want to allow from outside. So IP address, for example, 10.1.23.10. Okay, 10.1.32.10 network, 10.1.43.10. So if I want to allow this 10.1.23.10 IP address to access this web server, for example, everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So please help me, okay? If I want to allow this source IP address to access this destination IP address for these services. So what is ACL rule? What I can do? I can create a ACL rule. Access list, chain Mustafa, Rohan, access list,
Outbound
side, TCP, host. 10.1.23.10, then host 192.168
10.10
equal to port number 80, right? Then for
yes,
if HTTPS server, then equal to 443. For DNS, same access list, everything is same and equal to port number 53. And for FTP service, same source dash
21.
Everything same. Then equal to
21.
20. Yes or no, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, Rohan, can you hear me? So in between this source and this destination, okay, for these services, we required 4 ACL loop, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ACL entry. In case if I want to allow for this, if I want to allow 10.1.23.10 to access 11 and 12, so 4, 4, 4, 12 ACL rule entry. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And right now we have 3 source. So multiply with 3. It means we required 36 ACL rule entry. Right?
Yes, sir.
Very difficult. My point is what? It's very difficult. If I'm working in a big scenario, big network, it's very difficult to create 36 rule. That's why what we can do into this scenario, what we can do, we can go with the concept. It's called object group, or you can say advanced ACL. In this scenario, we can use object group concept. Wait. Object group. So in object group, what we can do? I'm not creating 36 entry. Everyone, clear my point?
Yes, sir.
I'm not creating 36 entry. What I'm doing, I'm going with the object group concept. Object group concept. So I will create 3 object group here. For example, I will create a group. It's called server group. In server object group, I can define all server information. For example, we have 3 services. You can see, guys, we have 3 services, 192, 3 servers, 192.168.10.10, 10.11, 10.12. Now I will create a separate outside user entry. These are the partners, for example. So partners 10.1.23.10, 32.10, 43.10. So I can create an object group for partner. So 2 object group right now. Server object group. In server object group, I can put all servers IP address information.
Partner group, I have 10.1.23.10, 32.10, and 43.10. We can create one more object group. It's called services or protocol. Services or protocol. So we have three services right now: web service and DNS service, FTP service. So I'm not creating 36 entry. No. What I'm doing, I'm creating object here. And these objects we can apply in our ACL rule configuration. Let me show you, okay? Then you will get a clear picture. Wait. So our task is so we have some IP address from outside, for example, 10.1.32.15. Okay, 10.1.32.16, for example, 32.16, 10.1.32.17, and for verification, I'm using R3 IP address, R3 fast Ethernet 0/0 IP address, so 32.10. So 4 IP address from outside, 32.10 I'm using here. So for verification, so we have 4 IP address, and here we have 4 servers in DMZ network. So these are the servers and these are the partners, you can say. Okay, partners. And these are the servers, okay, and these are the services. Clear now my point? So we have 3 information: partners, servers information, and services information. Any problem?
No, sir.
Okay, so now let's go on to the firewall box. I'm trying to delete my entry because we have our old ASL rule. So some show run access list. Let's delete this entry. Clear configure access list. Done. Show run access list now. No ACL rule. Now, if you type show access list, no ACL entry. So now let's start our configuration. Command syntax. Command is what? Object group. Command is object group. Question mark. If you type question mark, you can see you have multiple option. ICMP type, network, protocol, security, services, multiple options. Right now, I'm trying to create network object group. So you can specify a group of host or subnet IP address. So I'm going with this option. Is called network object. Question mark. You can give a name for this object group. For example, servers. Now here you can put all servers information. Question mark. What we have? Network object. Question mark. Now you can provide your server IP address. So network object 10 dot, you can see, as per your topology. As per your topology, 10.1.23.15, one server. Oh, sorry, network object host 10.1.23.15, then 23.16, 23.17, and for verification, I'm using 10.1.23.2. It's R2 IP address. Done. Exit. Let's create one more object group. Object group network syntax, network, and this object group name is partners. outside IP address. So network object host 10.1.32.15, 16, 17, and for verification, I'm using 32.10. Let's create one more object, services object. So object group question mark. So this time I'm going with service command. Specify a group of TCP UDP port services. So services question mark, you can give a name for this service object group, for example SRV1, just a name. Now question mark, you can define TCP UDP and TCP information. So as per my scenario, it's a TCP and UDP, for example TCP connection only. Question mark, you can press enter now, and here you can use a command port object equal to port number 80, port number 443, port number 53, port number 23, okay, port number 25. SMTP is also port number 23. I'm using for verification, okay, because we can initiate our telnet traffic. Done. So you can see, guys, show run object group. So we have 3 object groups: servers entry, server group, second is partner object group, and third is services object group. Any problem?
No, sir.
Now what we can do, we can apply this object group into ACL configuration. So let's create ACL entry. So outside hyphen rule, just a name, outside hyphen rule question mark permit. Now you can define your TCP, and now question mark. Now you can see I'm not going with this source IP. Now I'm going with object group command syntax. So you can see, guys, network object group for source IP address, So object group, and what is object group for source? So these servers are, no, these partners are source, right? So partner. Now question mark. Again, we have object group command. So this object group command we are using for destination. See, for destination. So object group and destination is servers. So let's go with the server option. Now question mark, again object group. This object group for destination port number. So object group and port number. So for port number we have an object group. It's called SRV1. Done. You can press enter. Done. Now this time, if you go and check your routing, if you go and check your access list, Mustafa, Rohan, Sachin.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you check your access list rule entry, you can see, guys, we have multiple rules. See, it's automatically create multiple entry. Clear now my point? See?
Yes, sir.
Now we need to apply this access list. So access group outside hyphen rule in interface outside, because traffic is coming from outside. Now you can initiate your traffic. So from outside, I'm trying to access telnet service for 10.1.23.2. See, password required but none set. Clear now? This practical.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Object group concept.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mustafa, Sachin, Rohan. So
Yes, sir. Clear.
we can configure multiple ACL rule again, but in NAT configuration. Again, we will discuss ACL entry, how to create multiple ACL entry in firewall box, but in NAT configuration. Let's start our NAT discussion tomorrow. Tomorrow we can discuss source NAT option and destination NAT and configuration. Okay, Rohan, Mustafa, Sachin.
Yes.
Bye guys.
Yes, sir.
Take care. Tomorrow same time. Okay.
Bye, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Bye. Bye.